Good morning, everybody. This is Jebbie, and today I am going to teach you what to do in case your key battery fails. Now, of course, when your key battery fails, it usually is going to be on the day that something is really, really important. It's your daughter's wedding or parent-teacher conference. We can thank Mr. Murphy for that. So there are a few different ways you will deal with it. Obviously, the first choice would be, do you have a spare key? And if you do have a spare key that works, you would use your spare key to go get another battery and replace it. The second option, in case you didn't have access to a second key, you could use your Volvo On-Call app or Volvo On-Call services to actually unlock the car. And I'm going to show you how to get the car started and to move it using the dead key fob. And then, of course, the last option that I'm going to show you is how to use, there is a detachable blade that is inside the key fob, and you can use this to open the car. It is a last resort, so you should only do this if you have no other option. You literally have to be in a cabin in the mountains with no internet connections and only one key in order to actually use that last option. To simulate this whole situation, first of all, you take your key like this. I am right-handed, so I would lay it like this with left hand to open the latch and right hand to slide this down. So what you have to do is the side that has the Volvo emblem like this, it's upside down, and when it is your latch is up here. So slide the latch like this with one hand and then slide the whole thing away from you, and then it will lift straight off like that. That's the first step. Then the second thing is you now have your backup key, which is right there. I'm going to bring it a little closer. You'll see there's a little hinge there that's holding it, and there's another one there. So you can slide a fingernail underneath or a screwdriver, but gently pull it off like that while pushing down on this side here. The next thing I'm going to do is that I need to simulate a dead battery. And so in order to do that, I'm actually just going to take the battery out altogether. And I'll show you how you first take it out, and then we'll go and open up the car, and then we'll come back and put the battery in. So I'm going to bring it a little bit closer, and you'll see on the left-hand side, if you bring it right up here, there is like a positive sign showing there, and you will see that there's a little arrow sliding this way. This tab is what you would use to take the second shell off. And so you hold the tab like that, and then hang on a second, hold the tab like this, and then push it down, and then slide back again, and then this time this will come off like that. And so I know I'm going to get all confused about which one goes where, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to lay the Volvo side like this. I'm going to lay it down there. You'll notice that there at the end of each one of these there are little, you're looking for these, they're little, oh, can you see that okay? There's a little like hinge here, and that's what holds onto the bottom of the key. So I'm going to lay one like that, and I'm going to lay another one so that it is like the clamshell, exactly like that. And I know that when I bring my key back, I'm going to have to put it in this position to get everything back in, and I won't forget. The next thing I'm going to do is I will flip it over, and thanks to that fella, Mr. Murphy, you know that this day is going to be the one where you cannot find a screwdriver. How do I know this? Because as I was trying to make this video, I could not find my screwdriver. I left it at the office. So instead, we're going to use a few household objects. I got a dime here, and I'm going to bring this right up close here. You'll notice that there is a open and a close symbol here. I'm going to stick the dime right in the center of this hole here where your screwdriver should go, and twist it all the way until it gets to the open. And I don't know if you can see, it's now facing the open. Make sure it's facing all the way in. And right at the edge here, there is a little area where you should stick a screwdriver or something really, really thin and lift it off very gently. So once again, I don't have a screwdriver, so I've taken a knife, which is really, really thin. Please be careful if you're going to do something like this. And I'm going to just stick it underneath there, gently pry it away, and lift it up like this. Gently pry it away. Just be very gentle with all of this, and off it comes. And I'm going to put this there. Now, I'll bring this right up here so that you can see that there are three hinges, one right there, one right there, and one right there. So you got to be very careful as you take this off. You want to just push away from one of those hinges and it'll pop off really nicely like that. I'm now going to show you how to open the car door using the detachable key blade. But even before I go there, I'm going to tell you that this is a right royal pain in the bottom. So the right way to do this is to use your Volvo on-call app to open the car door. And then you can take this key fob, put it over the backup key reader, and if you put it into drive and the car will get going. I'm now going to show you the position of the backup key reader in the XC40 Recharge and XC40. It is in the center console right there, usually just behind the trash can, and you can see a little key symbol right there. So I'm zoomed in nice and close, and I'm going to open this up like that, and I'm going to get the detachable blade and stick it out. Pointy end is stuck this way. You twist it as far as it'll go, let go, and pull it out, and then let go of the handle. When I open this up, the alarm's going to go, so immediately I have my backup key fob ready, which I'm going to put over the backup key reader, press the brake, and put it into drive. Okay, here we go. Okay, foot on the brake, put it into drive. I'm now putting it into park, and that's basically how you would switch off the alarm. Okay, I'm in. Take this, put it on top of the backup key reader, foot's on the brake. Yeah! Oh my God, I'll tell you what, this felt like an episode of Gone in 60 Seconds. My neighbor was driving by with her stroller, another kid on the back. I'm really not popular on the neighborhood at the moment. The last thing I'm going to show you is how to put your battery back into the key fob. So at this point we've gone and we've bought ourselves a new battery, and remember earlier I said it can get a little bit confusing. So usually what I do is I open up the clamshells just like that and leave them this way, and I always keep the key on the top like this and make sure it's facing to the right, and then that way you're all organized. So the first thing we're going to do, we'll flip it over like that, and we're going to open up the battery case itself. And so we've got our trusty dime here, and so we will put that in the slot, turn it to the left all the way until we get to the open. And you're going to need your knife. Please be careful when you use this, safety first. Stick it in there and gently, be very gentle when you pull this off, okay? And so now we've pulled that off, and at this point I'm going to take the battery and I'm going to put that right back in. And so what I'm going to explain about this is that when you bring it up close here, you'll notice that with the battery, I'll point with the knife so you can see this, but you can see that there are little slots here, and the battery needs to fit underneath each of those slots. So what you would do is you take the battery and put it like this, put it underneath the slots and push down, and so just make sure that it's held on tight nicely. And then the last thing you're going to do is you're going to take the cover and put it back on. Make sure it lines up with the arrows, and use your trusty dime again and put that shut. Okay, perfect. That is nice and shut over there. Now once again we're going to flip this over because this is on the back, so we'll flip it over and this is on the front. So we'll pull this off, and so we know that this is the first one to come off and it's the last one to go in. And so this one is the next one that we do, the one over the battery. So you just slide it over the top like this, and make sure you'll know that you've got those little slots that are going to catch down there. Push it down and slide it in. Okay, and you'll feel a click. Flip it over. And now we can see we've got those two little slots there. And so you can also recognize it because the Volvo will always be upside down, and you'll be able to read it in this direction where the switch is. So push it down like this and push it out. Alrighty, and there we go.